One of the other key shifts is how people are begun to use these technologies in new ways. And this generational shift, I think, is well captured in this image, where you have people who are physically together, yet they're also using digital tools to be able to connect. In this case, texting or messaging with their friends who are not physically present, as well as being there and having the conversation. There's this merging of this ability to connect across distance and physical proximity, which is emerging this generation. However, I think that this generational change is as much a change in eras. And I think that many of us in the room today have changed in the last decade personally in terms of our attitudes and what we do and what we've learnt. And I think that Bob's phrase of diminishing astonishment is very pertinent. We forget how quickly things have changed. We forget how much we have changed ourselves. And so this means that, first of all, people have very different expectations in how they communicate, in absolutely how they learn. But it also bespeaks this shift in expectations from consumers and customers in what they get and how they work, expectations from people inside organizations in how things are done effectively, and in fact that what is done in organizations is at least vaguely approximating the effectiveness of what you can do outside of organizations. So there's three themes I would think of as really critical moving forward in the world of learning. One is still that of content, which is essentially that of digital information. Content provides a gateway to knowledge, and that is part of the context. Clearly, another vital part and growing part is that of connection. Connecting people that have that experience, that have the capacity to act effectively, and connecting them in useful ways to people to pass that on. That is, in the broadest sense, that social learning, providing that connection and context. And another key piece is that of immersion. Now, immersion on one level is that of doing a job. On-the-job training is immersion. You're in that space. Clearly, learning Japanese in Japan is that part of that immersive context. Now there's more and more technologies that allow to both simulate and to immerse people in the experience of doing things to give them that capacity to act effectively. Now, one phrase, which we've all heard is that of blended learning. And to my mind, that is the blindingly obvious. The fact that you take different learning approaches or styles or channels and pull them together in whatever way is most effective. I mean, I don't know why we're even having conversations about blended learning. This is the obvious thing. Well, this is, we take what we can and we use it effectively to move forward. So the trick is being able to take that and to use it to create some outcomes which create that. And I suppose this quote from James Cass really reflects that. And in his delightful book, Finite and Infinite Games, he said that finite players play within boundaries and infinite players play with boundaries. And absolutely, I think that learning and the whole L&D has been segregated inside organizations in a way that hasn't been useful, both in terms of operationally and organizationally, and in terms of thought process. So playing with the boundaries of what learning is, to absolutely, truly recognize this encompasses everything that an organization is. It encompasses everything that it is to be human, is a critical part of being able to achieve effective outcomes. So